Hello, and welcome to my quick little video on the history module in ScenariosX. So let's start by going into login, just like we normally do, choosing our account, putting in our fingerprint, which is in this case our pass key that allows us entry into the dashboard very securely, but also very quickly. And what I'm going to do is just pick out, as I normally do, our most patriotic client, George and Martha Washington. So I click on the profile button, which automatically takes me to their profile page and taking me into their household. And what I'm going to do is concentrate over in the top right-hand side where you see what says plan history. It even kind of looks like a history icon. And I'm going to click on that. And that's what we're going to spend our time today or just over the next few minutes. So the main portion of this page is really about a linear kind of recording of everything that's happening this page. And you can actually see from these check marks the type of things that are being recorded. You know, what actions are being adopted, suggested actions being shared to the client anytime someone accesses it. User management is when someone kind of changes information as part of the plan or changes information as part of the profile, so forth and so on. So as we can see here, we've basically made a change here to the world travel goal. Somebody just accessed it the other day. So we're really just seeing everything that happens here in the system. So it's allowing us to see not just the who, what, when, and what they did, but we're seeing it not just for the advisor, but we're seeing it for the client or anybody else that's part of the team, whether internally or externally, that has access or the ability to change information here. Now, what we can do is change the time period of which we're looking at this information, because obviously over a period of time, we could have a really long list of what's here. And we may want to isolate information that's happened at a particular time. So that's where we can come over here and we can click on the ability to utilize the calendar here so that we can go back to just saying, hey, let's look at the stuff that happened last year, so forth and so on. We also can use the check marks here to just isolate the type of information we say. So say we just want to say, what are the suggested actions that we've given to this client over time and what's happened to those actions? We could uncheck everything else that's here and just look at the suggested actions or suggested action management. The other thing that we have here that you should know is that this is really looking at the stages of the planning process. So onboarding, data gathering, analyzing, presenting, implementing, monitoring. Now, based upon where we are with the client, so the actions that we're taking as the advisor, as well as the actions that the client is taking, that's when the system will automatically put you into a mode here. So right now, because we have shared some actions with the client and we have some actions that are outstanding, that's why we're still in presentation mode. If we were to start kind of exercising some of those actions, it would move us over to implementing. And of course, once we've cleared those out, we would be in the monitoring stage. And so this is really just so that we can see what stage that we happen to be inside the system here. You'll also notice that some of them, again, just like I did here, profile management, we have the ability to go to other information here so that we know something happened in profile management, but we can click on the little down caret to see exactly what has changed. And then of course the dates being up there to see when it's changed. So that's really all you really need to know about the history module, other than the fact that this is not just designed obviously for the advisor. If it was designed for the advisor only, this would be an incredibly boring page and we would just simply have a linear list very tightly put in there of everything that's changed in the system. But however, this page was also really designed for the client themselves. So this view that we're looking at right now, if we were to kind of look at maybe the client's view of it, this is going to be, again, one of the major icons that's up here in the top right-hand side that the client will also have access to. The last thing I'll just go ahead and point out is that that is something that you can control. So when we are controlling kind of what clients have access to inside the system, this is something that we can turn on and off. So we can turn on and off the ability for them to be able to see the history page or not. So you don't have to give access to the client, but we think it's a very valuable thing to do here in the system. And of course, the main reason for this page to exist is so that you will give access to your clients and feel very confident that if something were to be changed or the clients were to use it or another team member were to change the plan, that you would know exactly what has happened, when, and by whom. Well, thanks for joining me here for the history module. Again, check out as many videos as you can on our YouTube channel and to try out ScenariosX sometime soon and give us any questions or would like for us to walk through the system with you. Thanks for joining me.